6:38, coming up to 6:39 in Trinidad and Tobago. Let's shift to another concern: agriculture, food production, food security. Because in a media release yesterday, NAMDEVCO, the National Agricultural Marketing and Development Corporation, says it is aware of the recent increase in prices of local vegetables. That's very nice of them to tell us that they're aware of it. In fact, reading the release, we don't have time to go through the entire release. It's from the Corporate Communications Unit of NAMDEVCO, based at SS Erin Road, DB, Trinidad and Tobago, West Indies. Clearly, they have nothing to do. Obviously, they have nothing to do. Because if you read their release, you really realize that really, you know what, let me just put out something to at least justify that we have a job and getting paid. Because it says nothing, basically. So let's go to somebody who hopefully will give us something. Because, again, you probably have to justify the existence of the Corporate Communications Unit. We are joined by Shiraz Khan to talk about a number of different issues. But more importantly, Shiraz, I see you're on the inside now. You're an advisor to the Agriculture Ministry. So you get a big work. Assalamu alaikum. Congratulations.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Good morning to your viewers and listeners. Thank you for the introduction, Fazeer. It is not an advisor. I'm on an advisory committee, a committee with 20 other people. It's just that my appointment just become public, right? It have people like the president of the Supermarket Association and a number of other farmers group. So it's just that out of the 20-something odd people there, my one became publicized because of the person I am. So yes, it is not a big work. I'm not getting paid. It is voluntary, as I said in the very beginning. It happened from Friday into Saturday into Sunday and Monday, our first meeting for zero. I am there because I represent farmers. I have an interest for the Trinidad and Tobago. I have an interest. I don't belong to the PNM or the UNC. You understand? I have no intention to become part of them. I will continue doing my part as long as I could, and as long as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give me the strength. I am not inside. I'm here to assist.
Okay, but just you know how to get a little bit of picong with that. But the point is,
with that.
I know that. But the thing is,
let me just say something about your two previous statements, right? One is that the doctor that was there before, Fazeer, from the beginning, I always tell you, if the country is not eating healthy food, if we want to eat junk, we will continue to have problems with COVID and any other thing that it throws. Yes, she is correct about the intermingling, but Fazeer, we have to concentrate on eating more healthy. And eating healthy doesn't mean to just eat any food. But remember, we spoke about nutrition security rather than food security. We need to produce more healthy, more conscious food for people rather than be running down other things selling in the fast food outlets and so on. We need to educate people about what it is we have to eat. And additionally, I am happy that you make that statement about NAMDEVCO. We have been banging on NAMDEVCO doors to be more efficient, to do more, and it's just not happening. Now that the manual has hit the fan, everybody running to show their face, but the problem is that it have nothing in place. The Ministry of Agriculture themselves had to get up and get the different departments, because it seems like in all the departments of the, and I told that to the minister, and I don't have a problem saying what I had to say. In all the ministries of the agriculture department, it's big wall, boy. It's big walls they have, and they're more infighting and looking at seeing where we can solve the problems and get help. Imagine you have some people that if you want antibiotic for your animals in Centeno, you have to justify that to a veterinarian in the Ministry of Agriculture. By the time you get the antibiotic, next 2 weeks they go dead, or they kill it and they eat it or something like that. That is the nonsense that's happening in the Ministry of Agriculture and other arms of agriculture. NAMDEVCO, they're not getting off their behind and doing things. I saw if you call NAMDEVCO and ask them about just choose a farmer in an area you know and ask them what that farmer producing. They can't tell you. Call the extension officers. Call any extension officers that deal with some of these people. They don't see them. They get traveling. They get everything. They get help. But you're not seeing them. They're not working. Now that the problem arises, everybody looking to run in a corner and hide.
But
So
Shiraz,
we need
I understand we're gonna get to the issue of Praedial Larceny, which I know continues to be a major concern for farmers generally. But I mean, just getting back to the role of being part of an advisory team or advisory board or whatever you call it, what do you hope to bring?
Advisory committee.
Advisory committee. Thanks for the clarification. What do you hope to bring to the awareness of the minister and so on, Minister Agriculture Minister Kazim Hussain? What do you hope will be achieved by you being on this committee?
I am hoping that good sense could be real and common sense could put into effect. The issues that we have, you have everybody on the board, even former employees of the ministry, saying that these problems exist for a long time. Why it is not being fixed? There was one ex-employee of the ministry, I think a deputy chairman of our board. You had people from NAMDEFCO there. You understand? They're saying that the problem they have is that they just can't get the things done. Why it is that it's happening like that? Because for years, the Ministry of Agriculture has been dead, and now they have to water them and fertilize them and get them going very quickly to help the citizens of the country, not the farmer, you know. When the farmer is happy, the farmer plants, the farmer have problems, and no problems are with Praedial Larceny. When the farmer could get reasonable fertilizer and seeds, it is the benefit of the country, Fazeer. Imagine some people are selling baigan for $35 a pound. $35 and plus more, and it was selling in the wholesale market at $15 a pound. What caused that? Fertilizer, and animal prices will go up because you see some company raise their feed by $20 a bag over the weekend. NFM has raised flour. We don't need to go over all of that. But for Fazeer, there is problems, and we are talking now. Yes, the minister is new to his position, but we need action like rapid, you know, the Spanish say rapido. We need to have actions rapid. We cannot wait and dilly-dally on making decisions.
Okay, but just okay, but
they have to speed up the actions.
All right, but let's talk about the Praedial Larceny thing. What would you like? You're on this committee now. What are you telling the minister? What would you like to tell the minister in relation to this constant issue of people thieving out produce and thieving livestock?
Well, I see there's T40 or Zabuka, you understand? And we told them, in fact, my dear departed friend, Norris Deran and I, way back in the early 90s, we fought to get this Praedial Larceny thing going. We finally got it in 2008. It was shut down in 2010 because of political decision. We revived it in 2014, and now it is not existing because the entire Praedial Larceny unit is grounded. Right? The minister told us that some of the officers are bigger than their position are, but the Praedial Larceny squad has been grossly under-resourced for a number of years. Imagine you have a vehicle that farmers rebuilt. It was on your TV program.
Just allow me to intervene, Shiraz, please. What did the minister tell you, that some of them are bigger than the position that they hold? Just explain what that means.
No, well, some of them, they wanted us not to work because they don't have wasn't getting proper contracts. The tires, when there's a no spare tire, they don't want to go and work. When they don't have gas, they're not going to do anything. Because what happened is take somebody within the ministry to assist them with that. The minister cannot go and write a check and give them to go for gas or spare tire. It's a Ministry of Agriculture issue. The director of planning.
But Shiraz, forgive me for sounding rude to jump in, but that is precisely the point. If I am a farmer, I don't want to hear excuses from the minister about this issue and gas and flat tire and who don't want to work and whatever. You ain't there for that. You are there to get things moved. So don't give me a set of excuses. If I am a farmer, I don't want to hear that.
We heard it from previous people, and we hearing it now. And what happened is that we have the minister in the Ministry of Agriculture there for the entire duration of the PNM in office. And I told them point blank, I said, we are only getting excuse, and other people on the committee was saying that too. The excuses are coming, but we are suffering. Now take for instance Fazeer. A man planned, he took a loan, he took borrow money from his family, he planted 2 acres of watermelon, hoping to recover some money and pay back the people. One morning he went to go on with 20,000 pounds of sweet watermelon. 2 days before he picked it and go to the NAMDEFCO wholesale market. 2 days before you have a guy, right now, you hear a guy was on television saying, when they were interviewing him, that he has how much 10 acres of pumpkin. And at that point in time, they was giving them 50 cents a pound. That the money he had to collect the pumpkin is to pay the people to pull it and to put gas. No profit for him and to pay back his loan. So these are the situations we have with the thieves that coming out. There's a guy who have 3 acres of avocado. He said that he can't get one for himself, Fazeer. 3 acres in the Wallerfield area. These are the problems we face with. And when you go to the market, you see people selling all them young, small avocado, selling in the market, which means they buy it from one of the people who take it from the guys. These are the problems. You can remember 2 years, a year and a half ago, I raised the issue where they killed the farmer in Wallerfield, protecting his own, the 80-year-old man protecting his avocado field. You can remember that issue?
Yes.
Up to now, nobody ain't get catch. Nobody don't get catch in this country. You and I do something and say something, we get catch because the media will ensure that we are catched. Right?
Shiraz, we have to take a break. We're going to continue. We'll continue this discussion in a moment because we still have a lot of ground to cover. In fact, I gifted members of staff last week with some zabuka and they asked me, what happened? Did zabuka shrink? No, because I had to pick it before it get really big. You know the Pollock zabuka that gets big like a child head. I had to pick it early because the pipers done circling the area like Kobo. They circle in the area, waiting to clean out the tree. So I have to pick it long before it get to the proper size. But we're going to continue the discussion in a moment.
We need to pick up on that same point at Larceny.
Yeah, it's 6:50 in Trinidad and Tobago. As we go to a break, here's an image of a cactus sent to us by Merle of Barrackport. Very interesting cactus. It's kind of fuzzy kind of thing around it, almost like it's like a cotton sort of thing around that cactus. But there are many different variations. We'll return to our discussion with Shiraz Khan right after this.
Trinbago is my time, white and black is my flag, and I'm moving. Cheese and man, please understand. Praedial, walking with your belly in your hand. Praedial, criticizing the Indian man.
6:53 in Trinidad and Tobago. Still a few minutes with Farmer Shiraz Khan, who's a member of an advisory committee advising the Agriculture Minister Kazim Hussain. Shiraz, I know you wanted to add to what I was saying in relation to the Praedial Larceny situation, but before you get to that, just quickly, it's a good thing I was going through the papers as well. I noticed on page 7 of the Express that you are involved in a civil matter with Dr. Wayne Koblal Singh, and you all have been granted leave for judicial review in relation to the awarding of a CEC, which is a Certificate of Environmental Clearance for an HDC development at the nurseries in St. Augustine. Can you comment on that a little bit for us, please?
Yeah, Fazeer. When just before the elections that in 2010, they wanted to bulldoze that entire area. They did bulldoze it. And when we went for the CEC to find out that thing, remember we raised the issue. They fenced the place and they removed all the topsoil in St. Augustine, breaching the court order that the court gave us the order that they would not have any work done on the property before the matter is finished. We did that to save the St. Augustine nurseries, and they still went ahead breaching the court order. That is what the government could do that, but let me and you do that without being in jail. You understand? So yes, they give us a leave. We will have some more. We'll get our day in court seeking clarification of where they got the clearances and so on for that housing scheme. I don't know why they persistent on that in this time that when food is an important thing. That St. Augustine nursery should be pumped with some more finances and going guns in terms of providing plants to the people of Trinidad and Tobago, encouraging people to go use that area there to train people some more on how to plant and how to do this and that and the other. But no, they insisting on the political issue of building houses in that area to win the St. Augustine seat. And that is the problem you have in this country when Kamla Prasad Bisesa bulldoze Dabadi and Endeavour and Enterprise. All the decisions have been made based on political decision, not on the benefit of the population.
Shiraz Khan, are you?
That is why Dr. Koblal Singh and I decided to challenge them in the court, because that's the only way we could get some justification.
Shiraz Khan, are you sure you're still going to be on this advisory committee when this interview is over?
My brother, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Alam. I do what I have to do in the sense that I did that way back in 2010. And I'm there now. And if it is that they need me in my capacity, because I am here as a citizen of Trinidad and Tobago. I've been always vocal about issues about agriculture and otherwise. But I cannot be part of something that is destructive to the thing. If you want to help me, then if you want my help, then you have to help me also.
All right.
I am probably a fool of not sucking up to hold position or to get benefit. Remember, I'm still in court in Fazeer. Remember, since 2012, we still have me in court, you know. Up to now, you know, I still there, and I can't even get a loan from because I'm blacklisted by Devan Marad because I'm a Muslim in 2012. So I am still in court, but here I am, still surviving.
Well, Shiraz, we need to be just to be careful. We just have to be responsible that your state, we can't independently verify that what you've said in relation to Mr. Maraj. So just let's leave that we can't we can't prove that.
If that is something that will get your station, I take it back and I apologize. But
please, thank you very much for that, because there's no way that we could independently verify that. So we need to leave that aside as far as the discussion is concerned in relation to the issue. Thank you very much for your apology in relation to that.
You know, for Qurbani, you know, much people, imagine one person in Pina losing 24 animals in one night. You know, much people, I post it up on somebody chat. You know, much people lose bulls, big bulls for the purpose of Eid al-Adha for Bakr or Qurbani. You know, much people lost that, and some of our Muslims have been purchasing some of these stolen animals. But how do you, as a Muslim, going to purchase from somebody and you don't know it's stolen? It's stolen in Barakpur, it might be selling in Arima. And that is the problem we have with the Praedial Larceny issue. And it goes beyond just only having the unit. It goes beyond that, because we need to identify the animals, because a guy could have an animal in Shiraz and he buy it and he carry it out, he steal it in Shiraz and he carry it up in Toko, and there's no difference in identifying the animal. We have to have, you might have a little cut ears or a tag, they will cut off the tag. You understand? So we need to have something more. And all this discussion was done way back in 1998, you know.
But this is the point. This is the point, Shiraz, and we just have about 2 minutes left, and therefore, you know, to hear about, you know, there are no gas, there's no spare tire, that the people don't want to do the work, that it's just one vehicle or two vehicles to deal with a whole nation in relation to this epidemic of Praedial Larceny. I mean, is the government even serious about dealing with Praedial Larceny? Just as a final thought, please.
Well, Fazeer, I hope that they get serious, because it cannot be that they're given the same resources, because I am sitting on this committee, right? And I told the minister that if it is that the budget coming up in September, do not go by 10 folds, right? In order to show you a real interest into agriculture, because the unit got to be resourced. Those vehicles are 12 and 14 years old. We need to get, because just like the police are getting new vehicle, new bicycle, new motorbikes every time. The Praedial Larceny squad has not gotten anything for the last 12 to 14 years. So too is the AI unit. So too is some of the units that have to monitor the forestry division. We need to get resources into the Ministry of Agriculture. And that's the only way you're going to do it, because when they get the $778 million, almost 9/10 of that going into salary, you have nothing to do otherwise. So we need to revisit that very early and see what it is resources that need to happen. And Fazeer, let me tell you, and I want to raise this issue again with you.
Very, very quickly.
Why it is in Trinidad and Tobago we producing urea in this country and had to sell it to the farmers higher than imported fertilizer that comes into this country. I raised that with him in the committee, and we need to deal with them issues, that these things are happening long time and we need to fix it, because now is a time when food and food security supposed to be important to Trinidad and Tobago, and we need to understand that you have to feed the children, you have to eat at the end of the day, and if the farmers cannot produce in a comfort zone, then the citizens of this country suffer. That's one of the reasons why you have to pay $25 and $35 a pound for baigan.
We have to leave it there. We have to leave it there for the moment, Shiraz, because it's already 7 o'clock. We want to thank you very very much, as always, for
Thank you very much, Fazeer, for having me. And as usual, I will be here doing my thing with all due respect to each and every one.
Thank you very much indeed. Shiraz Khan with us this morning. It's already a minute after 7 o'clock in Trinidad and Tobago, so let's go quickly to the news headlines.